find it. This is the intro. Make sure I'm all camera pretty. What up, internet friends, YouTube friends, TikTok, Instagram, everybody, Facebook friends. Episode 2 of the weekly check-ins. For reference, we are sitting in Margaret River. We are sitting in the back of a vineyard, and I have a friend of mine who is, I think we call him a winemaker. And he wakes mine, and he lives on one of the properties, hence the grapes that turn into wine. And then obviously, because I'm down south, I'm wearing my favourite hat because that's my favourite down south hat. That's the context out the way. And the reason I'm in Margaret River is because I'm attending workshop 2 of 6. I'm doing 6 workshops this year, and they are all towards studying fascia, anatomy trains, art and motion work, and it's all to do with posture. Posture and movement, how to create movements and positions to enhance mobility, movement, and then therefore quality of life. So really fun bunch of stuff. But it's a good segue, because to understand why I'm here, it helps me share point 1 is that I really am dealing with that tug of war between should I race, shouldn't I race? And interestingly, I did the video about stripping the other day, and there's I had a lot of people jump aboard. They were like, go back to stripping. I'm like, oh, okay. Like there's things that pull me in different directions, and we all face that in life, and it's like we're at the fork in the road, and which way do we go? I'm moving smoothly and slowly, which I'm pleased about. I don't have any pressure on, and I've got a race coming up in about 5-6 weeks, 24-hour ultra, and I'm like 53% leaning towards doing it. The reason I'm not doing it is because I'm trying to make videos on YouTube. I'm trying to study posture and really improve my anatomy so that I can stop injuring myself, because 7 ultra marathons now, and I've injured myself on every single race. I've never mentally broken. When I tore my Achilles, that was pretty close, because I was dealing with pain and discomfort for quite a long time, but I've never mentally broken yet. And I really feel like if I can get some good gains in my posture and my movement, not only will that help my professional career and help me as a better coach, but it'll also make me a better athlete and help me I honestly feel like I could run for 2 or 3 days if I actually just had a more foundationally structural body, foundationally. It was just a bit more healthier. So I'm dealing with all of that, but in the meantime, I am just choosing to not be too anxious about it, because, like, should I do this, should I do that? That can be quite distracting sometimes for me. So I'm just kind of chipping away, continuing to just ramp up my running volume and focusing on doing this work. And if I'm not overloaded with things, and I don't feel like I'm going to ruin myself by doing this 24-hour ultra, I will do it. Otherwise, if it's not the right thing to do, I'll do. The hard thing is actually saying no. Sometimes the hard thing's not doing the hard thing. Sometimes the hard thing's saying no to the wrong thing. So very fine line there, but that's the main thing that I'm kind of doing with my racing at the moment. Point number 2. I'm showing 3 points, by the way. Today, Nav asked me, he goes, how often do you do this new anatomy work? So we're studying anatomy, and there's movements, and we should be practicing it regularly, right? Because we're learning new skills. And Nav's like, how many sessions are you doing a week? And I'm like, none, absolutely none. And he's like, oh, well, do you think of doing it? And I'm like, bro, every day I think of doing it, but I just haven't, because I haven't prioritized it, which is my last point about racing. Is one of my core focuses in my life, in Josh's life, is getting my prioritization right and just choosing to focus on one thing. And what I'm struggling with is that choosing to focus on one thing means that I'm also choosing to not doing many other things, but many of the other things I do want to do. And so a lot of my internal challenges psychologically is just trying to figure out, like, dealing with that feeling of missing out missing out by choosing to do one thing, like just being committed to my decisions, if that makes sense. Like, really, I guess, as I say this, I guess I have commitment issues. There's a lot, like, I'm either strategizing to make things work or just figuring out what do I want to do the most, and that takes a lot of cognitive effort. So point being is, if I know I should be doing something, I'm not doing it, I'm also not going to beat myself up over it, because I've already got I'm cognitively full trying to figure out, is this the right thing to do, and how is this going to kind of impact my overall trajectory and what my goals that I'm working towards, or something else. So making sure, I'm going in circles. I'm just like, I'm thinking about the things again. I'm like, should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? My brain's going off in strategizing, and I need to do less of that. So I'm just like, which is good. Being down in Margaret River, I can just chill out and not think about all of the things going on. But long story short, as we know, I might be doing a race. Despite the many things that I've got my energy being pulled into, I am quite at peace with things. I'm a lot less stressed than I have been the last 8 years, and that's a good thing. So last thing I wanted to share is something I've realized about, like financial security, because I have been very stressed for the last 8, 9, 10 years, even longer than that. Just like never really been happy with my career choices or the direction I was going at. And then when I finally found my passions of getting into a gym and being a fitness coach, I then started to realize, like, that was stressful, and the size of my ambitions were stressful, and so were just the actual act of doing business and running things and being a leader and actually strategizing in business. So many skills I was not good at. But now that I've like kind of been in this role for over 8 years now, like I realize I'm getting okay at it, and now I'm getting okay at it despite the fact I look at my bank account and it's not like leaking, like positive leaking. I'm trying to say there's not millions of dollars in there, but I feel safe because my own skill set, like I know that I can start a business if I need to. And worst case scenario, as my fitness career goes outside of the business side of things, I know enough just about coaching and personal training that worst case scenario, if I lost everything, if we lost the gym tomorrow, I could literally walk into another gym and then within a month I'll be booked out and I'll be charging $80 an hour, $90 an hour, $100 an hour. Right now I charge $100 an hour. If I start a new, like from scratch, I'd probably drop my prices just to fill the books really quickly and then bump them straight up to $100 an hour once I get booked out. And the reason I know I can get there is because I know I'm good enough. I'm not like legendary, but I'm good enough. Honestly, for many things, many skills and many careers that we choose, it's often not the exact career that we want to stick to or get into, but as long as it's within the right direction, if we can stick to it for 2 to 3 years, anything, if you stick to something for more than 2 or 3 years, most people in the world, or at least in Western society that I surround myself by, most people don't stick to anything more than fucking 6 to 12 months. And same thing happened with triathlon and the endurance stuff. Like all of this stuff, I knew that a lot of people I was up against, I knew they would drop out. I knew they were just getting into it for the social media clout. And you'll see it, people are getting into the running scene now. They'll drop off in a year or two because they realize that it's fucking hard work. And if you really want to be good at it, there's a lot of sacrifices that have to be made, and you have to be okay with those sacrifices and make sure that's fulfilling enough for you. So watch that space for people to really figure out if that's what they want to do. But yeah, going back to it, is this is really something I wanted to share, is the fact that I've realized how easy it is to like kind of get ahead in life, and it's really just sticking to things past that 24-month mark. Because everything that I've stuck with more than 24 months, I'm like being above average in those skill sets makes me feel very safe. And I realized it didn't take a lot to feel safe, and that's very relaxing to have that. So that's me. I don't know how long I've been talking to. I can't see the camera, but the sun's going down, so hopefully the camera can still see me as well. So thanks for tuning in. I look forward to jumping on board YouTube next week and the week after and the week after and the week after. So health and happiness, much love, and I'll see you in the next video.